Satan is busy, God is near. Order my steps in your word. Please order my steps in your word. Right on my tongue, let the words edify. Let the words of my mouth be acceptable in your sight.
in your word. Thank you. Oh, yes, that's it right there. Automatically. Automatically. All right, man. Let me tell you something. There was a storm last night that came through here, and the folks who live at my house, they trust the weather. Well, I come from a place that don't trust anything when it comes to anything, because they said last night we wasn't going to have a storm. But if you look at Sonic over there in Paris, Tennessee, or if you look at Victory Lane, the little oil cleaning place and the oil changing place, and the night's in, somebody not going to have a room with a roof on it tonight, because it took the roof plumb off that thing. But thanks be to God, out here on where we stay, just a little debris. All right, so let's get started here. I'm thankful. Thank you, fellas, for coming one more time. It's a blessing to have you. I'm starting to feel like can't nobody hear me, because I haven't heard anybody say anything. Let's look here. Oh, I know why. Yes, I know why. Let me do it. I know why. Take them off mute then. Take them off mute. All right. Can y'all hear me now? Can you say something?
What's up, man?
All right. God bless you. Wendell, you all right? All right. Y'all, we gonna Mr. Morris.
I'm good.
Okay, all right, good. We'll probably see Wendell, take the time, be careful. We thank you for coming anyway. And same as Justin and Terrence. We're just gonna go over a little bit what we went over the week before last, because I was having some technology issues with this bad boy right here. This thing right here was just not doing right. So I pray that we'll be okay today. Good to see you, Wendell.
Yeah, I pulled on the side of the road, so I'm good.
Did you, man? I don't want to hold you up, because I know you got to get going, man. They got people lights out everywhere.
Man, I ain't had no power since 4:00 this morning.
Wow, man. Wow, that's rough. How's it look in the city of Jackson? It's a valley down there, so it's been known, like if storms get caught up in there, to tear it up because it's so low on the map. Did you know that?
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's why it gets, so when it gets into places and it just tears it up, it's down in the valley, and once it get down there, it's hard to get out, so it'll tear up everything in its path. So I'm glad you're safe down there in Jackson.
Man, I'm right there. I don't live in Jackson no more. When I got married, I moved my wife moved to Dresden, but I'm right down the road from you, bro.
Oh man, we can definitely get something to eat. I heard there's a place called the
big
Grind.
town of Dresden.
Huh?
There's a big town of Dresden.
Hey man, Dresden got some things going on. They got a place called the Grind in Martin. Is that right? Have you ate
that's
there
what's
yet?
up.
Okay.
You know, I eat everywhere. Yeah.
You ain't the only one, man. I ate me a chicken sandwich from McDonald's. Came home, ate me a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. I was still hungry. So trust me, we love to eat. Love to eat, and that don't go together in no kind of way. Fruity Pebbles and chicken. Justin, Memphis got you locked down. I can't hear you. They probably.
I'm
got
here,
curfew
brother.
in Memphis.
No,
He
sir.
done took himself off of it, ain't? There he is. All right.
We're good.
Man,
hello,
how you
hello.
doing?
Greetings. All is well.
I'm gonna tell you a while ago. I love that hat, man. That's a nice hat.
All
You
right.
kinda
Next
got
time you
top
come to
to the
Memphis, I'm
side.
gonna hide it.
You better.
I take it, man. My head's a little bit bigger than yours, though, so it might not fit my big old head. But fellas, thank y'all so much. Man. Again, last time we did this, it was pitiful because I was here, man. We were laughing, having a good time, talking about you guys' successes, and you kept on hearing this. Y'all playing with my Wi-Fi. I knew I had the best in town or the best that they offer, and I didn't know until last week. Was the last week we did the Educators Week? Man, we had Bishop Taylor, also known as Coach Taylor. He said he knew you guys. He said he taught all of y'all. I said, you taught Wendell? And he said, no. He said Wendell's a little bit, I think maybe a couple of years behind him. Yeah. I said, you taught Wendell. I know he, doing good for his old age, but man, that sound was terrible. And I hated that. So I'm not going to hold you all. Wendell, let's let you go first, man. And if you have to go, you go ahead and do your thing. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do in the dark. Okay. But, did you know during the Great Depression that it was darkness? Was it the Great Depression? Whenever the baby boomer thing was, a lot of babies was born because it was a darkness over the land. So when the lights are off, babies happen according to the baby boomers. Our parents' age, Justin and Terrence, they are the baby boomers, I believe. So these lights are gonna be off for a while, and they own here, and I'm thankful. So Wendell, go ahead and tell us, man. You are is it area or district? Let me get the language right.
Yeah, either one, man. Just a district
Okay.
manager to my local Tennessee franchise.
Okay, man, and you have been there for a number of years. You were my manager when I first started. I was winning Taco Bell, and I got tired of it because I thought they was treating me like I was, like they was. I mean, so obviously it was time for me to go because you can't be uncomfortable in a job situation for years. So I said, fine, I'll leave, and I went right down the street. And that's probably the one and only time that I might have quit a job on one day and got a job the next day because I was determined. But I had already put in an application for KFC a while back. And Wendell, you was the first. I was surprised because I don't even think I had even knew you. I had saw you, but didn't know who you was because you had been moving. I think you was coming from the Martin store, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I came back to Martin, yeah.
Man, and I still to this day I talk about you. You'll come up in a lot of my conversations. Hey D, you'll come up in a lot of my conversations just of the way you handle people. You was never disrespectful to people. Man, we had a story one time and we can't talk about it right here. It's not vulgar, but there was this one employee one time. He had a reputation and it was just time for him to go. There's a way you got to do. There's a systematic way, Terrence McClain, that I know you have your people cut the yard. They just don't go in there and do it any kind of way. Same way with you, Justin. I know you ain't taking any kind of pictures or cracking any or physical therapy, mess with anybody's body any kind of way. There's a systematic way to do it. With this fella, it's the same thing with chicken. There's a way you got to do it. If you don't do that chicken right, the Colonel's recipe is not going to taste the same. I guarantee you. And this guy had dropped like 100 things of chicken because he couldn't keep up. Some people want to do it their way. And Wendell said, hey man, you're gonna have to go out there and fire him. I said, no, not me. You're the general manager, you're gonna have to go out there and take. And I can't say nothing else. Do you remember that, Wendell?
Man, I vaguely remember.
Well, I can't say what you had with you because it was so funny, and it was just a joke, but it was funny. He had to go though, and I'll talk to you about. I'll let you remember who it was. But you were
All right.
always, man, professional. I never seen you have to cuss anybody out. You never mistreated anybody. You was a black man, and you was just, man, always fair. Somebody said to me, I understand that. You know, you never would guess that people would ask him to come and fry some chicken for him, but can you get this and can you get that? You can't go to Long John Silver's or McDonald's and do it. So what in your long career that you've been at this one job for almost 40 years, what made you decide to do that at the time? So you was what, 18 when you started?
No, I started when I was 16 in a junior in high school, man. Yeah. And I was gonna go to college, but like I said, 16 got hired in as a cook. 17, I was doing everything. 18, I was assistant manager. 19, I was general manager. Had my own store.
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna work? Am I gonna go to school? So I decided to work. So I just kept on working, and I really enjoyed what I did.
Right.
I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't plan on being here this day and come long, to tell you the truth.
Right.
But sometimes things, I guess that was best for me. It's been good to me, and I've been good to them. So.
Oh yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Yeah. So it's I made a lot of connections, a lot of relationships with people, a lot of friendships, and the best part about it is, man, you just carry yourself in a light of how you want to be seen.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to put on a front for nobody. I'm going to be Wendell every day.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be. I don't try to be Mr. Nice Guy, nothing like that. That's just what I do. But I'm not like nice all the time. But you know how it is.
Right.
But I just keep it even keel and just try to treat people with respect.
Yes.
And stuff they always told me, man, people work for it. You got to take care of the people who take care of you.
That's
so
right.
You treat me right, I'm gonna treat you even better.
Right. Right.
But
go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much it, man.
Okay, I appreciate you because I can say a lot of great things about you, and really nothing bad, man. Because you never dealt with me in an unfair way. Nothing ever shady. And I appreciate you, Wendell, so much. And I don't say that just to say it because if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't even say it, man. Because I'm like you. I'm just who I am is who I am. And the way you carry yourself is an example, Wendell, to a lot of people. I think a man, period, not just black men, but any man, you could be a great example for. You sure was for me because 18, I was an assistant. When I was hired in as a shift manager, there was another lady there who couldn't stand me, who was giving me the blues. And I said, you don't know this, but I'm going to have your job. I don't think nobody ever knew I said that to her because she was something else. A couple of weeks later, she left, and then it's like I right place at the right time. And that was my real first I'm gonna say my first real job. Man, I still remember what I was made. Well, I rolled up in there, Wendell paid me $400 a week. I said, oh, go to college. I said, Justin and Terrence can have that. I ain't going to college. I ain't gonna never be broke again. That's that 18-year-old. Boy, I ain't gonna never be broke again. Please. But the Lord showed me, man, and I was blessed. So I'm a talker. Wendell, I appreciate everything you instilled in me because it takes time. When you are pouring into people, I know you expect the best. So, hey, I wasn't a total waste, Wendell. You got your money. I mean, they say that kids, a report card is when they go out there. So I might not be running restaurants, but what I do, man, is so much more stressful. Good God. But I thank God for it. Justin, what about you? Okay, he's looking like a mannequin there. Can he hear me? Wendell, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Terrence, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mr. Morris, can you hear me?
My signal's been going in and out. Has y'all's?
It's on you this time, brother. Y'all clown me. I went back and looked at that last week. I've been waiting on somebody's signal to go out. Go ahead.
It started raining out here, and my signal's been going in and out. So
Are you still in Philadelphia?
No, I'm in Memphis now.
Okay, all right, cool. Now
I'm sorry, I did not hear anything.
After high school, we both graduated in 1997. What made you choose the career path that you're going down, or the several things that you've done that you've been successful at?
my first experience with physical therapy was my junior year in high school.
Oh,
We were playing football that spring, and I went up for an interception, and I believe it was one of our classmates that we graduated with that clipped me on the ankles, and I
whoa.
went down and caught my hand, or
Mm-hmm.
try to break my fall, and I broke my shoulder.
Mm.
And so, initially they did surgery. It was a closed reduction where they just put me in an air cast, and then the next time they had to go in and actually do surgery and put 3 pins in my arm. And following that, I had to go through physical therapy 2 times in a year. And that was my first experience going through physical therapy. And it helped me to see that I didn't want to be a personal trainer. I also didn't want to be a physician. So
Mm.
somewhere in between gave me that freedom to be a physical therapist. And that's what has led me down this path.
Justin, who clipped you that day? Was it Terrence?
Jonathan Bolden.
Jonathan Bolden. Hmm. Yes, I remember Jonathan. Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. That's a bad deal right there. Why would he want to do that to you, man? Y'all have some
Hey,
ongoing beef or something?
he wanted my job, I guess. I don't know.
Jonathan was a good dude. All right. So,
Yeah, he's
to
good
my
people.
understanding, over the years, you and I have caught up. You and I have conversed, and you have gotten into several things. Now, I didn't know physical therapy was a thing. Like you probably didn't know preaching was going to be a thing of mine, but you cut hair. You was very successful in cutting hair. I thought you was going to go and get. I thought you was going to do that forever because you was one of the best. And I'm not slighting any other barbers out there, but you got to take your hands off. You got to take your hat off to Justin in the '90s, mid to late '90s. Probably even in some of the 2000s, before you left here, you was cut that little black truck. How many miles did that thing have on it by the time you let it go?
About 250.
250?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you've been a blessing, and that's one thing I can say about all of y'all. Y'all have always been servants for the community, and
Well,
that's
you said something. You said something that got me thinking.
what's that?
My goal as a child was I wanted to be a fireman.
I want to
And I
be a
told my
cop.
dad I wanted to be a fireman and I
Mhm.
wanted to own a barbershop. And
Yes.
he looked at me and he told me, he said, son, you can do all of those things without education. He said, but I want you
Wow.
to push forward and fall back to those things. He said, go to school and go ahead
Right.
and get your degree. And then he also told me, he said, if I could have had a better education or a better support system, he said he would have wanted to go and be a physician.
Mm,
So, we always look up to our parents and sometimes consider doing what they do.
absolutely.
And I said, well, if my dad wanted to be a physician and I wanted to be a personal trainer initially, once I started getting into school, I said, physical therapy is a good thing in the middle. And dad supported it all the way. He never talked bad about it, or he said, that's good. Go to school, get your degree. And if you still want to be a barber, but make your money first.
Hey man,
But
your dad is a very smart man. He used to come over here. I work nights, and he would come over here about 11, 12. I'd be knocked out, and what am I gonna say? Mr. Leroy would wake me up. He ain't going nowhere until I answer the door. I don't know if he was saying I know you're in there, but I get up and he would leave me his iPad and he would leave me some recordings of music, then give me material to read, and I appreciate that, man. Now I never argued with him because I wasn't gonna win. And I'm gonna tell you something about your dad, man. He raised you, but he would introduce something that I've never thought about, and that's saying something, man. Because when you introduce information that people have never even thought about, then you're making them think. And see, that's real education, if you ask me. So shout out to Mr. Leroy. Is he watching tonight? Does he have Facebook and stuff?
nah, he's not on social media, thank God.
Okay. Well, yeah, thank God, because I can hear him now. See, now what you need to do to make the thing work.
Don't do that.
Yes, indeed. So thank God for that. Terrence, where we at, man? How you doing?
Good, man. How about you, man? You hear me?
Oh man. See, hey, I'm gonna tell you how I know God is a real God, because I am not having any problems today, right? And y'all two are tripping. I didn't hear what you said, son. What'd you say? I hope your internet ain't gonna mess up today.
Man, can you
You're
hear me,
gonna go out and
man?
buy something brand new tomorrow. Go ahead, man. I'm just messing with you.
No, I ain't buying nothing brand new. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Can y'all hear
Well,
me?
dang. Oh,
Yeah, I hear him.
Okay.
oh, okay. You trying to play with my emotions, ain't you, Tim?
No, man. I wouldn't do you like that. That's your internet playing with you right now. Go
Hey.
ahead. You reap what you sow, is what the Bible says. No, man, we go.
That's what it says.
It is. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a woman soweth, that shall she reap it, or a man.
Tim, are you chewing on Fruity Pebbles?
I ate them all last night, Justin.
He really eat, baby.
All night long, man. I be hungry. And I said, Lord, please help me. The Lord don't answer all my prayers with a yes. Because y'all should see that bag of Fruity Pebbles. But anyway, Terrence, tell us about your, okay, what I do know is that you've done like Justin several things, and y'all wasn't like me, go get a job, do real, starting out, then get fired because you messed up. Y'all kind of continue, and well, Terrence, I don't know about you, but the body starts to break down, and I remember both of y'all being pretty good physically. Terrence, you was an outstanding football player. How's them bones feel now? Do you feel like a 40-year-old?
Man, Tim, there's days I feel like I'm 60, man. I kid you not, man. I get up and it's like a Neanderthal. I kind of evolve if I take a few more steps.
Yeah, man. Well, you're doing better than me. You was always better than I was physically, and in better shape. But I get up now, and sometimes I don't hop out of the bed too fast because, man, the walls will come tumbling down because these knees ain't like they used to be. So I don't think I could have been a professional ball player because, man, but bless your heart. But you have always been able to maintain and establish being a real man, and now you got your own thing going. What made you want to do all these things? Did you get one place and say, well, I'm not making enough money, or I'm Terrence McClain. I can do what I want. How did you get there?
Well, honestly, it didn't start out. A lot of folks really don't know, but I don't talk about it a lot.
Right.
I played professional baseball for 9.5 years after college.
Right.
And that was an awesome experience. That's really where I learned what my worth was. After I finished, playing, I had to kind of sit back and think of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I've tried several things. I've worked in the corporate world a couple of times. Then the third time was a charm. And I finally got to that point. I woke up that one morning and I was like, man, this is not what I want to do for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
It's just not what I want to do. And I've always had a passion of working outside and cutting grass and landscaping and so it just kind of one of those things that I developed and wrote out my business plan and went at it and put it to action.
All right, man. That's a blessing. Hey, Terrence, if you could, man, please, if somebody don't know their worth, and I'm telling you, man, working a regular 9 to 5, where you're just kind of like a robot and you do the same thing over and over again. Can you speak to, and that's very important, can you speak to knowing your worth? What do you mean by that's the first time you got to know your worth? Because I think a lot of people that I deal with, as I talk to them and I try to do my best and what the Lord would have me to say to them, man, they just don't know that what they're worth. I mean, man, we sell ourselves short, and I know I did. I did the same thing you did. Said, man, I do not want to be here for the next 20 years, and I was in the Henry County jail system. So I said, I got to make a change. I'm not gonna be here, locked up. That's not no life for a black man. I'm telling you. So speak to that. How do you? I mean, knowing your worth. What does that mean?
Oh, it means more than what you think it does. It's not just about the money.
Right.
It's about what is it that I want to trade for my life that I know that the company is doing for my life. What I mean by is they might pay you $15 an hour,
Right.
but technically they're charging somebody $100 to $200 an hour to do that work, and they're giving you a small portion of that.
Yeah.
So and then the other side of that is also is what is, how do I word this? I don't even know how to word it, but basically, are you really enjoying what you're doing for the money that you're being paid?
Right.
That's basically what it boils down to. Because they've always said, the old wise men tell you, if you find something that you truly love to do, you will do it for free.
All right, now
So
that makes that. Hey,
and that's what I'm in. If I didn't get paid to go out and cut grass or whatever the case may be, a landscaping job, I just love being outside, creating something, doing something that's outside that has me active, because it fits who I am as a person. I'm an active person. If I'm at home, as most time I'm eating, I'm showering, and I'm sleeping. That's it. There's not much else that I'm doing at home. So I like to be out and about. And when I got to be at home, it's like that when you're a kid, when it's raining like today, you can't go outside. You just sitting there waiting for it to stop raining, itching, like, come on, so you can get outside. So, and that's pretty much the gist of it. Once you figure out what you're worth, it's so much more rewarding than you think it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see that a lot in our community. People are not knowing where they're worth. I still live in Paris, and I'm sorry, and this is not to slight anybody, man. I promise to the Lord. I'm just saying that just in case there's some kids out there who may not have any hope, I really don't get much inspiration when I look at things in this city. What can I see that make me say, hey, I want to be like that? Not much. So I'm grateful for this town because I was born and raised here. But in order to be inspired, first of all, I believe I got to know where I'm worth. Where do I learn that from? Why do I accept what they giving me? Now, when you go to a job at 18, they're gonna give you $400. The truth be told, he may have gave me more than what I'm worth, but it was such a blessing. You kind of learn those things when you put in certain positions. Thank you so much, Terrence. What you said last time was that stuck out to me, and I said like this: how you gonna give a grown man that looks like me and 30-minute lunch? First of all, it'll take me 10 minutes to the parking lot. Second of all, it'll take me another 10 minutes to get to the drive-through. Third of all, it'll take me another 10 minutes to get to food. I'm gonna be late, So I started having the I don't care attitude because I knew it started feeling strange. Now, $26 an hour is what I was making. People, what? $26? Think of it like this. If somebody came to you, hey, Wendell, Justin, Terrence, here's $26. Walk off. 60 minutes later, they come. Hey, y'all doing all right? Here's $26. Man, that is not much money at all. So people need to do the best they can. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was about 4 or 5. I'd probably be the president right now. It's a thinking man's game. I guess I just lied because after Barack Obama, it killed it for everybody. There will never be another. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Justin.
Something I want to add to the table is the idea of when you go into business.
Yes.
Sometimes you could work for $80,000 for someone else, and you don't have the stress that business owner has. If you go into business for yourself and you're only making $80,000 and you have that stress, you need to.
Oh yeah,
life. That was one of the things that I considered when I was a physical therapist. I was working for somebody else. I was making good money. I started my hustle and started making money on the side. And the dilemma for me was to decide, should I continue with my own business or should I continue working for somebody else? Well, I was making the same amount of money with my own business with a lot of stress, and I had to manage a lot of people. And it seemed as though I hit a wall. And so I decided to keep my sanity, to let my side contract go and stay with the stressless job temporarily. So right now I would say I'm in that in-between phase, that building phase, trying to get back to making sure that I make money more than what I'm making right now, working for somebody else. So if there's a young person out there, I would strongly suggest
And you'll
before you
do it,
quit the
Justin, because
job
you've
that you're
always
at
been an
right now.
intelligent person. I mean, you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, y'all say some of that stuff about Justin that y'all was saying about me last week, because I know
Hey,
his
it's happening to you right now.
is in the gutter.
Your face your face is freezing. I don't know if you can hear me, Tim Tech.
Hey, man, I'm gonna have to let you go, Justin. You done messed up the whole program, man.
Man, come on. Come on.
Wendell, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
He's shaking his head.
I hear you.
Okay, there goes Terrence. He's not froze. Can y'all hear me?
No.
I
Yeah,
can
we
hear
hear
you.
you, man. But
I
you
can hear you.
but
One
you are
bad apple
froze though.
spoils a bunch. You hear me, Wendell? Look like
Yes,
you looking
sir.
right at me. How's that sound over there? Hey, y'all got to pull it up over there? Okay. Huh?
Can you hear me,
All
Tim?
right. Who's froze up? One bad apple spoils a bunch.
Can you hear me, Tim?
I hear you, Jay.
Oh,
All right. Okay, Terrence
all
can hear me.
right.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm good, but Tim, you still freezing on me.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, where you at? You in Orange Mound?
Hey, there's some good things that come out of Orange
North,
Mound.
where you at?
My cup of tea, boy.
A lot of good things came out of Orange Mound. What?
Now
Oh,
Tim
see?
gone.
You know,
Oh my God! Y'all see that circle?
we got the circles going
The
on.
circle of life.
You got to go in this circle. Here we go.
Here we go again.
Oh no, Tim! What happened?
He's in the Matrix.
There he is.
Y'all saying,
You
hey,
chose the
I
red
heard y'all
pill, huh?
Hey.
You gonna throw me out to the dogs like that, man? I thought we was cool. We was better than that.
Hey man, don't fall into that realm, man. Stay out the realm. Don't go in there. Don't follow into the hole.
Did it hit y'all bad? The storm?
Yeah, well, not bad, but I mean, out this way it was. They said there were several trees that were down right outside my neighborhood. There was a tree that blocked the road, but we have another entrance to the
Where you at?
neighborhood. But it's good.
Wendell?
Yeah.
Okay. Struggles that you had being a young manager, or just that you had, period. Anybody try to whoop you over chicken, and did you have any struggles with anything?
As long as I had a bucket of hot grease, ain't nobody gonna whip me over no chicken. I'll tell you that. Man, you know what? I mean, actually, it's been not a lot of struggles. Like when you work with somebody else, they expect you to be one way, and sometimes you got to conform to their rules. But it's not really a struggle.
Yeah.
But no, overall, it's been a really smooth ride for me because I always had good people working up under me. I always make sure I had 5 or 6 people trained to know everything that I know. I never had the fear of training somebody knowing more than me. They're gonna take my job. They're also gonna help me out. So as long as you got a good support system in place, you're gonna be all right. Yeah. Being young and being a boss, I hired my first assistant manager, and she was 55 years old, and I was 19, and that didn't go too well. But I was still the boss of the thing. So, but yeah, I hadn't fallen into a whole lot of struggle at all, man. Thank God, I've been kind of blessed.
That's good. Yeah. Oh yeah. And it all depends on how you look at it. You've always been a positive guy. Do you remember that one time we had that guy? He just was determined that after he ordered, he was gonna stick his nasty hands off in the chicken, and he grabbed 3 or 4 pieces. And I played Action Jackson one day. I took off after him, and somebody must have called you. You called me, Tim. You can't take after nobody. Let him have that chicken. I was gonna, because that was a struggle to me. We had people all the time wanting to take something that didn't belong to them. And that's so crazy. And
like we had a boss say, the worst thing is after church, folks come in and ladies have aluminum foil in their purses. They get chicken on the buffet put in there. I just watch it.
Yeah,
Like, Lord have mercy.
yeah. I
But
remember one time a guy,
I'm like,
me and you
wow.
was standing up there. Didn't this guy tell us, because you're taller than I am, but to me, I'm the same size as everybody. But the guy, he looked at us. He said, "Y'all look like y'all eat up all the profits. Y'all are the managers." You remember that? I'm sure you heard a lot down through the years. Y'all look like y'all eat up all the profits.
I've been told that several times.
You taught me how to be a responsible, intelligent young man, because I'd have been in his throat, if it wasn't for you, because you don't tell me I feel like I eat all the profits, but they got mean. They got pretty mean. If you think that's something, try church. Terrence, what about you? Struggles and then successes.
Well, in any industry, there's always going to be struggles.
Look
for
at Wendell's circle.
For me, the biggest struggle is, you have equipment.
Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. If God says we're gonna have static, at least they'll hear laughter through the static.
That's right. That's right.
It's the rain, isn't it?
So yeah, mine is equipment. So I'll have, like, just for instance, one day I had one of my trailer tires. I hit a screw, I plugged it, I got home, had another nail in it, plugged it, driving down the road, I see another screw in it. So I'm just kind of like, man, this is just not one of my days. But it's always that sets you up to make sure you can handle adversity when adversity really hits. That's what we go through as our, I guess you can say, our trials. And then, for success, success is just, as long as I'm able to do whatever I'm able to do on a daily basis and help somebody or pass along any information, I'm good. Like I said, whether I get paid or not, it's a blessing. That's icing on the cake, as they say.
It is, man. And I feel that way too. I don't, of course, I've done so much crooked stuff that I don't want to be a pimp for the church. I go through a lot, man. Sometimes people just talking. And some of y'all who know me, Wendell, you knew me back in the day. I always drove nice cars, man. And I get so sick and tired of ignorant people just finding something. I thought that if you didn't sleep with any women in the church, you'd be, hey, good to go. Shoot. People will make up something, man. And it's just a hard thing. So God be my witness that old, how people say God don't like ugly. God will strike you down. Let me tell you something, man. God is not going to strike somebody down for talking about you, because if they talk about, if that's the case, he got to strike a lot of folks down. He don't work like that. You got to endure a lot of craziness just because, and I'm talking about from our own. It's crazy. I've heard people talk about some of the best people that I've known in my life. And it's just, you just got to keep on pushing. You got to keep on pushing. And Wendell with, Terrence with that situation, don't it make you feel like, man, you ran into 3 or 4 nails. Did you ever feel like just quitting? I can't handle this because I know it's going to happen.
It's funny. I'm going to tell a brief story about when I was playing ball. And it's funny looking back on it, and a lot of guys didn't believe it and couldn't believe what happened. So we playing a game. My first 2 at bats, I strike out, and I'm just like, this is just crazy. Like, how? And it wasn't like it was anything different. It wasn't anything special about the pitching. It was just that day I struck out twice in my first 2 at bats, and I was like, wow, what is going on? So I ran back into the clubhouse, which is, we call clubhouses our locker room. Run back in. I completely undressed and restarted my day. That's how I looked at it. So I got undressed, got back ready, thinking, okay, this is a fresh start. I come back out, and my next 2 at bats are home runs. So it's like, that's the type of things that you kind of have to put your mindset in. Man, I'm going through this today, and I ought to just go home and shut down. No, don't go home and shut down, because you still have other things and other obligations to go out and get. And you never know what that is, that adversity is setting you up for. So just keep doing, keep pushing, man. Don't Don't shut down. This is like, okay, look, it's a minor setback, and we're gonna keep it moving. You know, it's just like tonight. I helped a buddy. We went to Kentucky to pick up a new mower because his mower broke down. We get the mower on his trailer, and we're driving back. His battery light comes on, and then everything just starts shutting down. So his alternator just died out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we barely make it into the advanced parking lot. He doesn't have a clue how to do any of the things on the truck. So I was like, hey man, just go buy the alternator. I'll get everything taken care of, and then we'll take the battery in and get it charged. He came back, he's like, man, you got the alternator off already? I was like, yeah. I was like, this is some things that you just have to learn how to do on the fly. And that's just what it is. And, you know, I was like, man, just bring a couple tools out. I got you. And he's like, man, we would have been stuck if that didn't happen. If you wasn't with me, I would have been stuck.
Yeah. Man, thank you for that, man. That is so right. Man, that is, oh, man, because how many people give up and could have been, you know, give up before the miracle? Thank you for that piece of information, man, because that's the rules to live on. You know, you went and you struck out twice, and that's not like you. So you went through the whole motion, got completely undressed, put it back on, and said, we're going to start this over, and went back out there and hit 2 home runs. My God, my God. Hey, man, thank you for that. I'm going to remember that.
Yes, sir.
And I should have wrote that down, but I can go back and listen to it again. Justin, how about yourself? Because you don't look like you had any struggles in life, if you ask me. You in Memphis down there? You know, Memphis, they woo. And you ain't even, man, how you do
it? Man, I honestly would say, you know, I could blame other people for struggles, but I think my struggles were me, myself, and I.
Me too. Yes, sir. Yes,
fear of failure, fear of success. I felt like I couldn't start my business because I didn't have experience being a CPA. I didn't have an MBA. I didn't have a lawyer's degree or any education dealing with business law. And but because of that lack of knowledge, or because of the education and knowing how important it was to have that knowledge, it made me somewhat feel like, okay, I'm not prepared to go into this business and run this business like it needs to be ran. However, you know, God gives you everything that you need. Nothing's outside of you. Everything's inside of you, what you need. You know, it's like that perfect sculpture is in that block of clay. You just have to see it and chisel it out, but it's there. That masterpiece is there. So I've been able to tell myself over the years that, you know, the only person that fails is the person that doesn't try. So I've constantly pushed myself, you know, pushed to the limit and challenged myself. I always say, when I feel fear, somehow or another, I need to push through it. And you never get onto the other side if you stand in the middle of that storm. You have to push through it. There's always a, you know, light at the end of the tunnel. And you have to push through, regardless of how narrow that tunnel is. You have to press and push. So yeah, my frustrations were with myself.
Yeah, man. Man, I just saw your message. You good now? I just seen it. T-Mac.
Yeah.
Okay, so you good now? All right. Sorry about that. I tried to, man, my phone be going on, and you know, it's ridiculous. Wendell, last question for everybody. What would you tell some young person who didn't know what they wanted to do with their life and school wasn't for them? Because I believe I went to college as a grown man, and I was number 3 in my class. I mean, I was focused. It wasn't like high school. I was focused. I went in there to get that thing, and I did it. But school is not for everybody. I just happened to really focus, and I mean focus hard. You got to focus when you're driving 3 times a week from Paris to Nashville and working a full-time job. Who says, "Hey, here's $26 every hour." What would you tell somebody that, male or female, black, white, whoever, how would you tell them that the success or some steps for success, how did you get there?
You know, the advice I give a young kid now who's not going to go to college or whatever another good option is trade school, because people do not have
Yes.
any idea, or some do, may not know what a plumber makes, an electrician makes, HVAC. Go get that trade, master it, and you'll be set for life. It's just pretty much that simple. It's just pretty much, because you're always gonna have air to go out. You're always gonna have plumbing problems. You're always gonna have refrigeration problems. But just get you a trade, and just learn to like it. Because just getting out here and going willy nilly, you gotta have a plan of what you want to do. It's just some
Yeah,
idea, and
yeah.
I would just give them all the options. You can work at a restaurant. Heck, start out at a restaurant. Restaurants, they pay pretty good. You may want to own your own one day.
Yeah.
Just like me and Pat Perry, we started out KFC together, cooks. Now he's getting open his fourth barbecue place.
Yeah.
So he's doing his thing.
Tell Big Daddy,
So
I was trying to get them on here, man, but I never could. I never could make that connection. And it's, I had their number, but I don't know how. And we'll get them one day. I'm very proud of what they doing, man. And he used to run KFC. A lot of people don't know that, do they?
Yeah, he was one of my managers, and I trained him. And then the Humboldt store came open. He went to work, been the manager of Humboldt for like 12 years. So
Humboldt, boy,
Yeah,
down there by the crossing. They rough down there in Humboldt too.
yeah, they're gonna be rough this week, Strawberry Festival. But anyway,
Strawberry
Oh,
Festival.
that's right. It is Strawberry Festival. Yeah. Oh yeah.
back in
Them
high
people
school,
gonna be
everybody used to
everywhere.
like to go there. Back in high school, everybody used to like to go there.
Oh, I'm
But yeah,
telling
I
you,
would
yeah.
see them doing a trade if they didn't do that. Leave them doing a trade, or if they wanted to
Yeah.
come and work with me, they could teach them some basic management skills to help them further in life, and let them know how it is, to run a business, how to be profitable, and watch your waste and inventory control. There's a whole lot of things they can learn. And when you work,
Oh yeah.
whenever you leave me, even though you're a lot, you can take what you learn from me and carry it on to the next phase of your life, because they will come in handy one day. Whether it's just learning how to treat people,
Even in the
people,
church.
all those things, man.
Even in the church. In fact, Wendell, the way you handle people would be better for a church situation, because if you can't get nobody to do something and they get paid, hey, listen, you ain't gonna have no chance in the church. You might as well give it up, because you have to approach volunteer work differently than you do paid work. You understand me? Because it's different. So thank you for that. You man, you still got a lot of work to do. God has blessed you to be a great example, because in my opinion, you're the best of the best. There's not many who can stand there with you, Wendell. I mean that. It's a blessing. How many jobs have you had in your life? One is what. How many jobs have you had in your life? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. How many jobs have you had in your life?
Oh, I worked at Wendy's for about 2 months, and I
Okay.
went to KFC. Been there ever since.
That's been so long. That's probably not even on your record no more.
Hey, man.
About two
Hey,
other people.
Wendy's came to Paris in 1982, and I worked there in 1982 for 2 months. Then I left, and Anita McClain hired me at KFC, and been there ever since.
Think about that, man. I was 3 years old when you started there. 3.
All right, just a little.
And you was, hey man, you looking good, Wendell. You looking real good for 65. I'm
Hey,
telling you,
I've
man.
been-
When you gonna retire? I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, you all messing with me. I just got married. Can't be retired now.
Hey, that's
Gotta
the
work.
Truth. That's the truth.
You already know
Yes,
it, bro.
indeed. Man, are you your signal breaking up? But yeah, I like what
Yeah, I'm
you
on the
said. What
outside
you
mark.
teach people. Okay, what you teach people, man, Wendell, if they got any sense at all, all of their life. You're right, because anywhere you go, I try to teach kids today while they texting you while you're in the same house with them. Didn't do that when we was growing up. You talk, and people are gonna have to have some type of social skills. Don't be texting me how you doing this morning and you in the same house. Come see, They got my wife on that, texting while you're in the house. Our house is not that big, and you texting me while we're in the house. We've become so we so with all these devices that we don't even know how to talk to people. So I thank God for y'all. Who's next? Justin. We'll go ahead and do Justin.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Froze up
What
like
was the
the
question?
Iceman, huh?
What was the question?
Man, listen, if your signal ain't working, you might be, hey, you snooze, you lose, bud. No, the question is,
You gonna make me come through and strangle you.
Like Ghost Dad on Bill Cosby. Ghost
You're
Dad,
right.
that's probably not the best example right now, but you've seen that movie. What would you offer some young barber or some young person as a way? Well, this is what I've done, and you know, it might work for you, but this is what it might not work for you. It could work for you, but this is what worked for me. What would you tell them?
Staying grounded, getting grounded. For
Yes.
me, it was really just making sure that I'll put it this way. When I was in physical therapy school, it was really tough. I had one of those
I heard that, man.
I had one of them Terrence moments where I was just ready to give up. I was taking physics, and it seemed as though everybody said if you took physics and you failed, you might as well drop out of PT school. Well, I failed, and I failed miserably. I thought that my life had just passed in front of me, and I had two individuals. One was a classmate, an upperclassman, and I had a teacher say, "If anybody can do it, Justin, you can do it." And man, I grounded out. I silenced the world, and my motto from that time until now has always been Proverbs 16:3. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. So anytime I have been clueless and lost, all I have tried to do is just put my feet on the ground, ground myself, and say, God, align my path, and some way or another, He will help direct my thoughts, and it'll get me back on track. So I would always tell them to stay grounded, know who God is, seek God, and once you find God, that's going to help you find yourself. And once you find yourself, you're going to find your alignment, and you'll be right back on track. Because we always get off the track.
You good with words, Mr. Morris?
Hey, I'm trying to be like you.
No, I'm not no world silencer. You silence the world, son. I heard that. I'm a good listener. When you silence the world, I don't need none of that action. Listen, that's too much. That's too much responsibility, right there. I love you, man. I tell you, you're a blessing. You are a blessing. Okay, fellas, listen. It's been a blessing, man. Listen, y'all stay in touch with me. Don't forget about it, brother. As we're trying to get people inspired and encouraged, man, I'm blessed to just even know you fellas and to continue an extended relationship, because you know everybody that you made friends with or that you was cool with, sometimes best friends don't even speak now. So I'm thankful that I can talk to you, Terrence, and pick up the phone and call you, and Justin and Wendell. I appreciate you so much. I just laugh and have a good time with all y'all. Now, I don't know when I'll see you again, but you're welcome to come on anytime. I want to do a big business thing where I can have everybody on. But where can we find you all at? Justin, if somebody wanted to indulge in when you get back to where you're doing your own, where can they reach you at? What do they have to do to get you?
Well, I can always be reached through email, jthomasmorris@gmail.com, or on IG, I am justinvision.net.
All right. I hope y'all heard that. And the wonderful thing about you, about technology, I don't have it on the screen, and y'all forgive me, but just rewind, hit that little 10-second button, and it'll go back, and you'll be able to get it. Somebody might want to talk to. I had a lot of compliments about three good men, Wendell, Justin, and Terrence. They said that fourth dude, he just whatever. Terrence, where can we reach you at? Somebody want to get your services on weed eating?
My easiest contact, man, is email. It's tmcclainservices@gmail.com.
We just the opposite, man. If you hit me up on my email, you might not ever talk to me again because I hardly ever check it.
Listen.
I need to
that's what happens when you become a business owner. Email it, and your cell phone is going to be that's your profit.
My profit Well, I don't get no profit, so you know. I'm in the heaven. Hey, man, can't be a. Hey, it is what it is. That's everybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wendell, how far are you from home, man? You almost. Yes, sir.
Do what?
Terrence, go ahead, Bubba.
I just got one thing, man. You know, like you're asking what all our info is. You know, like if anyone ever wants to reach out, trust me, I'm available when I can. I will get back. I know a lot of people say that I don't answer my phone. Tim told me that, but I'll answer my phone, and I will definitely email you back. Answer any questions that you may have. It's, you know, I'm willing to help in any way, and it doesn't have to be necessarily just business. It can be life. It can be just, or you just need to talk. And you know, a lot of times, a lot of people just need to talk to someone. You know, and just let them reach out, and I'll be here.
I got one more thing to add to that, Tim.
What's that?
It is May, and that means it's Mental Health Month. I want everybody out there to understand, regardless if you're a Christian or if you're a thug in the street, you need to talk to somebody. You need to reach out to somebody. Everybody has some type of mental crisis. Somebody has anxiety, depression. They have things that are that haven't been diagnosed. Those are things that have been passed down from generation to generation, whether those are addictions to porn, to sex, to alcohol, whatever it is. There are people out there suffering with mental illness. This is the month for you to educate everyone and be there for somebody. Don't be that person that says, oh, you're going to be okay, or it's just blah, blah, blah. No, it's something real. Be there and support people, and just put your hand on them. You don't have to say anything. Just let them know that you are there to support them mentally. You can pray from them from afar. You can pray for them in the present. I just want to make sure.
Very good.
I'm glad you did. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm not going to. I want to say this about that. Thank you, Justin, for bringing that up. Mental illness, man, is something. How do you handle something you don't understand? It's like, what's that new cat out there? He's not new now. He's a boxer, but he's smooth. And man, he hit people from all kind of directions. How they handle it if they can't have no defense? Mental illness is so serious that we see people killing themselves. Do y'all remember the young man who killed himself when we was in school? He was an upperclassman. And I don't want to call his name out, but because we just not gonna do that. But I had just rolled with him, and he gave me a ride. I can't remember, maybe home. And man, that happened. And see, I don't know what was wrong with him, but a lot of times, and see, that's why I like to laugh a lot, man. It wasn't until my wife, pointed out to me that I was always worried about the physical, man. If anything I catch a pain anywhere, and I'm to take me to the hospital. But when it comes to the mental, we don't go see about it. Right. I should have known, man. Some feelings are just not normal. Sometimes I be, man, just as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, just for no reason, And y'all ain't never heard that one, have you?
Oh my God! Boy,
never heard that.
No.
But it's so serious, man, because we have lost people. And see, these kids these days, I've got grown children, man. They do not face the things we did. When you see people dying, Tupac was the thing back then. He was always talking about dying, but he was like one, Biggie maybe two, that thing happened. But now you got a lot of artists who are talking about those drugs and those pills, and they actually dying like that. So it says something. I think what you put in your system is what's going to come out. Y'all know I struggle with all kinds of addictions. I've got an addictive personality. I'm the guy that if I hear one song, hey, listen, we playing that from here to Memphis and back. I can't get off of it. It's some type of mental thing that I didn't ask for. But here's what I do know, Justin. If we don't deal with our issues will deal with us. Right. Let me tell you this. Have y'all seen that movie, James Brown? I think did Chadwick Boswick played the part of James Brown in that one? Chadwick Boswick passed on since. But let me tell you
Okay.
what blew. Yeah, get on up. That was the name of it. What blew my mind in that is James Brown at one time was driving a car. He was driving a truck. Police got behind him. Have y'all seen that part? This spoke to me in many ways. He was driving. Police got behind him. Now, as he was sending this police on a high-speed chase, he was getting younger and younger. He was having flashbacks of his childhood. When he finally got stopped, y'all, listen to this. He got out of that truck as a little boy in that movie. And you know what that said to me? He still had issues that was haunting him when he was a little boy, and he didn't deal with it. You know, he got a grown man. He, whipping women and, just crazy because we not responsible. And black men still to this day, I don't care what nobody say, are not going to the hospital. Listen, Jesus can be walking through the room. I come to take you home, but you can go to the hospital. I'm going with you, Lord. And anybody with any sense would do that. But I'm saying we do not go to the hospitals and check ourselves out. It is nothing wrong. I see a therapist. And it's nothing wrong when you deal with people to do that, because had I known that earlier, I come from a place, hey, ain't nothing wrong with you. You all right? Toughen up. But, all that. Listen, man, that stuff kills people. It kills people. So thank you, Justin. We all know you mentally ill now, so that's okay. Because
oh my God.
I don't know if you are or not.
Tim, I'm holding it back, boy. I'm holding back on you. If you wasn't the host of this show.
Justin is mentally ill. Really? No, but seriously, man, that stuff is serious. Young man just
it take crazy to know crazy.
Too long ago. Huh?
It take crazy to know crazy.
Oh, it does, man. I've been a fool all my life, but Lord knows, man. Hey, everybody can't just say it, because people. I just tell people, man. You got to tell people, because truth is the light.
This is the thing, Tim. A lot of people aren't honest with themselves. Therefore, they're not going to be able to be aware of those blind spots that people have been trying to tell them about all their life. Like you said with James Brown, or with all of us, we're 40, 50, 60 years old, but what we're doing right now, we're living out our 8-year-old self. The same person we were at 8-year-olds and how we were being defensive, that's the same person we are right now, but we're just in a bigger body. So you got an 8-year-old, basically put it like this, you got an 8-year-old driving a truck, no license, no training, they really haven't been taught what to do or how to do. They're just trying to improvise. And they're having wrecks and crashes, and nobody's told them what to do. So you have somebody at 50 years old still acting like an 8-year-old, throwing temper tantrums because they haven't had their way. But when you're honest with yourself, you open up yourself for healing and transformation. And that's what the good Bible is trying to teach us. It's not necessarily saying change who you are. It's like transform. Be transformed. Listen to the word and be transformed by the word, not by the world, but by the word. So if we can just open up to the truth, we will be transformed, we will be free, and we will be right there at the right hand of Jesus and God, and living in eternity.
Yeah, man, that's what we all hope for. I know Wendell and Terrence, they're not mentally ill. They're good individuals. They're good. So y'all don't have nothing to say on that subject. You work with some mentally ill people, I'm gonna tell you. Maybe didn't even know it, but you did. Hey man, it's like being and see, you got to be careful with words these days, because you can, be flagged as a hater, as a homophobe, but it's just like a homosexual. They came out with it, Michael Jackson said keep it in the closet, but they came out with it, and now they're free to express their same-sex desires. And I think everybody ought to be able to do that. Now you got to deal with the Lord, however, that's exactly your thing. My thing is just to tell the truth. I don't judge people because of what they are. I've done so much, man. I don't have a would feel like a hypocrite trying to talk about somebody who, when I know well, I just don't do that. So thank you for bringing that up, man. Listen, y'all. When are you home now?
I'm on the road. I'll be home about a minute and a half. I'll be home. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
Good.
Yeah.
you know, I know you had a mass weapon of destruction that you could do when you was in Paris. Make a phone call. Hey, they want to give me a ticket. Tear it up. Gone. How's your connections down there?
Hey, you know what? I know the judge down here. You know, I used to live in Weakley County for about 10 years, so I still got some pull.
That's oh,
Three.
yeah. I think I met Kim and Missy down there. Have you ever you talked
Yep.
to them? They was
Yeah, I talk to
huh?
Kim and Missy every now and then. Yeah.
Tell them I said, well, yeah. Tell them I said that they probably don't remember me. They was some managers, man. Y'all Wendell took me to have. I mean, we went to different stores. We had a good time. I used to just watch him, and I was just amazed at how the brother handled himself. And he was a big guy, you know, so automatically intimidation comes with that. But he was always just very nice, man. And you know, that's about all I can say about that. We've had some good times. So, hey, fellas, I thank y'all, man.
We used to go to meet in Illinois. We stayed at the hotel, the swimming pool. You still scared to get in the swimming pool? 3 foot of water. He was over to the edge. 3 foot of water. He goes to the edge like
All right,
that.
I gotta
12
go,
feet.
y'all.
Wow.
I don't even
3
get a
Cool.
feet.
bathtub.
He was over with their life. Like, damn.
Man, I never will forget that. Me and you and Chuck, man. And you know, it was something in that. It was just something in that pool that normally made me get in there, but I don't mess around with water, man. It's just I don't know. I just never learned to
Tim,
swim.
like you a
So
cat.
if
Tim,
God
you like a
wanted to
cat.
take the earth by water, He got me, you know, because
Oh man.
I can't handle it when you can't control your body. I mean, man,
Oh,
that
Lord.
water is a different thing. But you and Chuck can have. How Chuck doing?
It was 3 feet, Tim. It was 3 feet.
Now, y'all listen. Now, when's the last time y'all seen a pool with 3 feet? That thing was like 13 feet, man.
No, ain't no way. Ain't no way. At best, at best at a hotel is gonna be 6 feet deep. At best.
There you go.
Oh,
Exaggeration.
try to figure out a brilliant lie to combat against that. Yeah, you're right. It's about 4 feet. But man, you can drown in a teaspoon of water. You can drown in a teaspoon of water.
There you go.
Don't need 3 feet.
Yeah, it go down your windpipe.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you
So
something.
Tim,
If
so Tim, you got somebody holding you up. You got somebody holding you up when you baptized.
Boy, let me tell you the truth though. Hey, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Hey, I won't let you just clown me, but I am scared to baptize people today because of that. Man, you just don't know. I got to look like I'm not scared. Hey man, I don't dig it, man. I got to baptize somebody Sunday. I started praying last week about that.
Like, Pastor, why you shaking?
Yeah, I say, you know, and it's sad. I'm telling you what's
Oh my God.
We love when people get baptized. Listen, if you don't ever get baptized in my church, we'll figure out another way because I let a deacon baptize. No, man, I really don't like water. In the hood, we didn't have swimming pools, so you know, give me a little credit. We didn't have swimming pools in the hood. And did y'all know that they teach them how to swim here now? I'd have failed that class in 3rd grade. I wouldn't know. They teach them how to swim. We was at the water park, man. My kids was, hey, Dad, come on and get in with us, you know, because I ain't scared of nothing. Y'all keep on. Swim. Now, you know it's a shame when the kids are swimming and the daddy can't. What kind of leadership is that? That ain't no leadership right there, is it? Hey, listen, I'm going to let
have a
y'all
long
go.
stick.
Thank y'all so much. I love each and every one of y'all. Justin, you try to clown me in public. Let's see who has the last laugh. No, I'm just I love all y'all, man.
I love y'all,
yourself,
man.
okay?
Appreciate it.
Holler at me sometime. All right. Y'all take care.
All right.
Okay, how do I turn this thing off? There we go. Good brothers. I love every last one of them.